Well, hello there. It is Dr. Siobhan Parad here, founder of Relatable. And I wanted to come on. The title of this live stream is Have the Right Intentions. So last night I was talking with a group of women that I coach, amazing group of women that I coach. And we got talking on the subject of, just times when you're in your marriage and you want things to be different than the way they are. Maybe you and your husband aren't seeing eye to eye on a particular situation. Maybe you want him to be more affectionate, or you want him to do something that he's just not doing, or you want to have some experience together that you're just not having. And so a lot of times when things aren't sort of going the way that we pictured it or going the way we would like, we sit there spending a lot of time dreaming about what we want and how we want things to be different. And we get sad and we get down about the fact that maybe things aren't going the way that we would like them to. And a lot of times when you're in a place where there's something better, like you feel like, if I could just get him to understand this, or if we could just figure out how to work it out this way, then things would be so much better. A lot of times when you're in that place, you begin to act in ways that maybe aren't always the best intention, right? So you may say things or you may do things in the hopes of changing your husband's mind, or you may do things in the hopes that he'll be motivated to act a certain way or to start doing things differently. And, as I was talking with these women, what I shared with them is that, that's okay and that has its place at times, but it's also a very dangerous place to be where your motivation for doing things is to get a certain response out of another person, where your motivation for doing things is really to try to convince them to maybe see things your way or to respond to you in a different way. And it's dangerous because what happens when it doesn't work? Right? So you've spent all this time and energy and effort thinking and trying to be strategic in order to get someone to understand your perspective, most times your husband, and then it doesn't work. And what happens a lot of times is that it leads to frustration and maybe some anger and some upset, and you want to sort of throw your hands up and feel like all of your effort and all of trying to say it the right way and say it the nice way, all of that was just a complete waste of time. And, when you get in that place, when you get in this place of doing things in the hopes of trying to get a response out of someone else, it really, highlights the need for you to check your intentions. And, I was doing some quiet reflection and prayer this morning, and, the message that I was listening to really talked about checking your intentions and checking those intentions against the Word of God and what it is that God would have you to do. And so I just wanted to offer that to you here on this video to really think about, the things that you're wanting to be different in your marriage, or the things that you're wanting to be different in any area of your life. Check your intentions. Like, why do you want those things? Is it to fulfill, your own needs and desires? Or is it truly to glorify and honor God? Is it truly to benefit your entire marriage, your union, your family? Or is it really just a little bit self-centered? And this is a question that I have to ask myself all the time as well. And so there are 3 points that I just wanted to share that I think will make it a helpful reminder for you to always check your intentions. And so the first one that I want to offer is that sometimes it's just not your job to convince someone of something. And I posted this same message in a group that I operate here on Facebook called Happily Married Woman. And, a lot of times when we feel like, our husbands are just not on the same page that we are, we want to figure out how to get them to understand. We want to figure out how to get them to see things our way and to, understand our perspective and to appreciate our perspective. And sometimes that's just not your job to do. That sometimes, he's thinking a certain way and you're thinking a certain way because there's some growth opportunity in that disconnect, in that disagreement. And so instead of focusing so much on trying to get him to see it your way or trying to convince him to do it this way, really sort of relinquish control a little bit and just let the process unfold, right? You do what's right. You do what you know you should be doing, and leave the rest to God to really work out in his life to help him come around. You'll find a lot more peace doing it that way. So that's the first reminder as you check your intentions, that sometimes it's not your job to convince people of certain things. Number two, and this is a really important one that I had to remind myself on recently as I was taking a walk, and it's to really focus on your own growth and development. And the example that I'm going to share is the other day I was taking a walk. I was listening to an audio book. It's called Sacred Marriage by Gary Thomas, a very good book. I highly recommend it. And so I'm listening to that book, and the message was so powerful. And it was talking about, serving your spouse and really appreciating, the things that they do. And I was walking along listening to them, I was like, oh my gosh, like I have to share this book with my husband. Like he has to hear this message. He has to get these points. He has to listen to this and let this information soak into his mind. And then 5 minutes later, I realized, I was like, but wait a minute. I've spent all this time focused on what I want him to understand, what I think he needs to know, how I think he needs to absorb this information, and I've missed it for myself. And, I rewound the audio, and I processed that information for myself and allowed the author to speak directly to me rather than thinking about how I needed to communicate this message to someone else. And so I just want to encourage you, as you're gathering information, as things are being spoken to you, as you're, being deposited into by watching videos like these or reading my blog or whatever, form of information you're getting that's designed to help you grow and designed to help you develop into a better, wiser, stronger version of yourself, that you take it in for you, that you not focus on who else needs to, get it, namely your husband and what he should do with the information, but that you focus on what you need to do with the information for yourself so that you can get what you need out of it. So that's point number two. And then point number three is, again, just a beautiful reminder of the Spirit of God, right? And so God is moved most by our prayers that glorify him and that honor him. And most times, right, if we're honest with ourselves, most times our prayers are really just the things that we want, that we believe will satisfy our lives. And so again, as you check your intentions and make sure you have the right intentions and a pure heart, I want you to just ask yourself, well, how will this, if I get this, right, whatever this is that you want, how will this glorify God, right? And when you search yourself and ask yourself that question, then your prayers become a little bit different, right? It becomes less about what you need and what you want and what you think will make your life better, and more about God's will for your life. And again, that's a place where you just have to surrender and trust and have faith that God's got it, right? And so no matter what it is that you're looking at in your life or in your marriage right now that you want to be different, whatever it is, and if it's not moving, I just want you to check your intentions, right? To make sure that you're not trying to convince your husband to do something that it's not your job to convince him of, that you are focused on your own growth and development, and that whatever you are praying for and wanting glorifies God. So that's the message I have for you today. I hope you take it to heart. If you found it valuable, please do share. Please do share this video with your friends and others that you think might benefit from this message. And I would love for you to stay connected to me. I do many videos here, as well as I write blog posts, I have emails, I have a whole lot of different ways that I communicate with people. And I would love for you to stay connected and invite you to join my community, which you can do right here on this post. I'm at berelatable.com/join my community. And I would love, love, love to stay in touch with you. You can also do that right here on Facebook with the sign up button. So thank you so much for tuning in. I will be back with you sometime very soon with another message. But again, check your intentions. make sure you have the right intentions and that your actions are motivated in the right direction. All right, thanks for tuning in. Bye-bye now.